Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Jewish Chicago is coming really soon. We're going to be up for early voting. It's going to be free all over the city, county, you name it. And there's a lot of races to cover, and so many people requesting to be on. It is a pleasure to introduce you to a sitting alderman in City Council who is running for Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County, Rick Munoz. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
First of all, thank you. A pleasure meeting you. And why, you've been an alderman for how long at this point?
Actually, on January 12th, it will be my 18th year anniversary.
Mazel tov.
Thank you, thank you.
18 is actually a significant number in Jewish life, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, 18 for me is...
That's to life. That's the meaning of the number.
Oh, okay. Well, I love my job because I represent a neighborhood that's a vibrant neighborhood with working class folk that want the same things in Little Village that everybody else in the city wants. They want safe streets, they want good jobs, and they want a clean neighborhood. And as an alderman, I'm held accountable every day. I mean, you know the role of an alderman.
Yeah.
You know, we get to pick up the garbage, trim the trees, make sure the snow gets plowed, and pick up that stray dog every now and then. Every day I go to work happy and fulfilled that we're held accountable by our neighbors and we're working with our neighbors to make it a better neighborhood.
Excellent, excellent. So at this point, you've decided to move up and to favor the entire county. Tell us about it.
Well, I was looking around and I saw the office of Clerk of the Circuit Court, and it was a kind of like an expression of faith when you say, look, this could be so much better. I mean, the office is in dire need of some reforms. The incumbent has been promising electronic filing. For those that are lawyers, they'll understand what I mean when you talk about being able to file documents electronically on the internet via your computers as opposed to paper filing. And she's been promising that for 10 years now. And for 10 years, we still don't have it. And I feel that a society cannot function with an antiquated, slow judicial system. I mean, we want to make sure that single moms get their payments on time. We want to make sure that business litigants get processed on time and their claims get processed in a timely fashion. And we also want to make sure that in the criminal courts, the documents are there so that we can make sure we guarantee speedy trials. And I just found that the office is in dire need of some reforms, that it needs to be fixed. It needs to be cleaned up.
Now that's actually, you're going to all of a sudden go. Alderman has what, about 7, 8 people working for him, or?
In a good year, about 7 or 8, yes.
And I forgot about budget cutbacks. It may not be. It's probably down. But the clerk of the circuit court, what is it, about 1,900 employees?
It's about 2,000 employees. The number goes up and down depending on which budget year you're talking about. But right now they have 2,066 full-time equivalents in their budget. So that's quite a number of employees. And the employee morale is down. And that's just because of the lack of leadership at the executive level. And I believe that when someone goes to work, they should be proud of what they're doing. They should be engaged with what they're doing. They should be happy with what they're doing. And in today's environment, that court system leaves a lot to be desired and is in dire need of some reforms.
Now, just so people know, what are the kind of things that I mean, besides for things like electronic filing, what are the people that work for the clerk do?
Well, basically, the clerk of the circuit court is the ministerial, the secretarial function of the court system. There's roughly about 469, 470 judges in this county's court system.
Never knew
now,
that.
a lot of people don't know this, but the Cook County court system is the largest judicial system in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, and with 469, 470 judges, the clerk's office receives all the documents, processes them, and then makes them available to both to the judge and the plaintiffs and the defendants and whatever parties are interested in the cases. And it's basically a very ministerial job that the incumbent has basically fallen down on the job, where you've got lost case files, you've got supplemental files, you got files that don't make it to the courtrooms. And judges left and right have called me and says, Alderman, if when you get there, here's what you got to do. And I've got a clear vision of what I want to do. I want to basically make that system paperless and make sure that, with the click of a mouse, that you're able to call up any and all documents for whatever case you're working on. And of course, there are software platforms already engaged, already doing that. The federal government has been doing electronic filing, mandatory electronic filing, for 16 years now. 16 years. Some of our collar counties, DuPage, for example, has had it now for 7 years, and they have 89% of their cases electronically filed. So they save money by not having to process all this paperwork. And what I want to do is I want to basically reform the office to the point where we save the taxpayers some money.
Not to mention, I can't imagine how much room would be needed for storage and all the rest of it.
Oh, the county spends an inordinate amount of money on not just the storage, but also the upkeep, the maintenance, and then the trucking back and forth between courtrooms, between cases.
I didn't think about that.
All of that, and that's why it has 2,000 employees. But imagine if we're able to do that electronically, kind of like the way Google Docs does things now for kids in high school, and those of us that work with computers understand that you can actually have a docket. You can actually have a file that is accessible, secure, with password protections and redundant so that nothing ever gets lost. But you can actually have it online so that when a judge goes to his desk in his courtroom, he's able to see the full docket. When a judge goes to his desk in his office, he's able to see the full docket without actually having to call somebody and say, hey, bring me the docket, bring me the case file.
Cool. Very cool. Want to tell us about your campaign? Well, first of all, we got less than a minute, so first give us your contact information if people want to contact your campaign.
Well, you can find us at taxpayersforrick.com. That's our campaign.
Taxpayers for Rick, and spell Rick.
R-I-C-K. Yeah.
Important.
And very important. Yes. So, and our campaign office phone number is 773-762-4900. We're looking for volunteers. We're looking for people that want to help us bring that last corner of corruption, the clerk of the circuit court, bring it out of the dark ages and be able to basically make it accessible, make it manageable, and save the taxpayer some money.
Very good. So taxpayersforrick.com. We want to thank you very much, Alderman Rick Munoz, who's running for clerk of the circuit court. And, do your homework, and Election Day early voting is coming really soon. Yes. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.